So today we are combining two trainings, that is global markets. We just complete with scope markets. Then we also, for those who have already opened with interactive broker, we see how we can further. The reason why I introduced scope market, it might be cheaper for scope market if you are doing small amounts. Where for IBKR, if you're investing huge amounts, then I think you should be okay to go with it. And also for those who are accessing from outside the country. Sometimes you find a scope market doesn't allow foreigners or even Kenyans who are working in diaspora to access their platform. So we'll go through the two platforms. We also see the opportunities in the market, the shares that you can start with. I think Iran war have already created some opportunities now, which we can take advantage of. Then after that, we go into CBK boards account opening. Then after that, Q&A, and as usual, at the end, I will enable audio Q&A, where you can unmute yourself. For those who are joining for the first time, you have not lost anything. All the videos I usually upload on my YouTube channel, where you can always find them for free. And all these trainings, currently they are free. However, there are a few other things I'm planning to start. That's why you have seen that week I've been a bit quiet on the charts. First of all, because of what have happened in the market, there was a quite drop in the markets. And most of it is from what NSE have said, foreigners leaving, but not mostly foreigners, even our pension funds. This is the time they are allocating the interest for the contributions that you have made. They're usually done in March. Then they roll over the amount for last year plus the interest now for this year. And we continue earning. So most of them, they usually sell, then they come back. But there is also, I'll show you something interesting on tradeview.com. They usually do recommendations, and most of them, it's like that week they had recommended a sell, which I don't know the relationship between TradeView and NSE, but it's something maybe we can do further research. We see whether it is related, because if then foreigners rely on that site, then it means when they give a sell recommendation on that site, we should expect the market to drop. Ideally, what has happened last week mirrors what is on tradeview.com. Hopefully I remember that. We go through it. So I've again started live trainings on TikTok. Yesterday was just a brief introduction. Today in the morning was just an overview of NSE. So you can also head over to TikTok. Tonight I will also continue with CDS account opening. Then I will also start international markets. Teams training still remains on is structured. That is the trainings that we usually have Saturdays and Sundays. I'm trying to find a balance because of those who don't manage to come on either 2 days, when we can also do it on a weekday. So those are still continuous structured. These are more on advanced training, because basically I assume most of us have already gone through the previous trainings. I'm also working on ebooks purely for NSE and also international stocks and other products, and also a bit of research and recommendations and market analysis. I think this is something that is missing in NSE. And also for those who have reached out now on GTD orders, price range, I think I should start giving that now on the groups, so that for those who want to buy, you have positions to enter, even positions on sale for those who want to sell. So I'm working on that and see how it can fit in and other reports. So let's first go through a quick debrief on global investing. Here is where you're investing beyond NSE. you are buying big companies, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, and the rest, Nvidia. You also buy ETFs like VOO and S&P 500 and others. This you do through an international broker if you want direct access to those markets. However, you can use local providers. And the local providers have already given an example of scope markets, because for them we already have a partnership with them and the AIB. So I know their operations, I know who they are connecting with, and it's a safe product and they are giving you access to all products. What you only need to check is the cost, commissions. If they are not charging you commissions, check whether there is the element of spreads, where the price you are getting in the market is not the price they are showing you. But that is scope market. There are also other providers, eToro, there is also Hisa, Dove, but most of them they give you a few stocks, which tells you why. US market and Canada markets, they are a bit expensive in terms of commissions. So if interactive brokers are able to charge you less fee, you better go with them. Because for scope market, I know they charge per share. You need to check their rate card. Even if you are signing up, check their rate card. I know for US market and Canada, they charge per share. So it's not like NSE where you multiply number of shares times the price to get now to calculate commission. No, them it's the number of shares you have, they multiply maybe 80 cents. If they say it is 80 cents times the number of shares you have, if it is 100, then you pay, it's around 80, 0.8 times 100, it's around $80. So you need to check the cost. If they tell you they are not charging, check the spreads so that you don't also lose. But we'll be going through all these. AIB, currently we have a minimum. That's why I'm not going through AIB, because it requires 100,000 or $770, which I don't think it's worthy investing through AIB. You better move with another provider, because you don't have control of your account until we integrate digital platform. We see how it works first, because it is a new platform. Once it stabilizes, then we can start onboarding, because now you can buy shares at NSE at the same time US markets. And here you have more opportunities. In terms of diversification and currency exposure, when you're trading international markets, you're spreading your risk across the market. When NSE is affected, you have international markets. If you're a trader, you can always take profit and leave NSE as a long term until market recovers. If international market is affected, you can come to NSE, continue trading. For investors who are investing, international markets purely is capital gains. Even if you are getting dividends, their capital gains, their withholding tax, which is 30%, which is high. I believe in terms of trading, it's better you go for shares that, yes, they give you dividend because it will be credited in your account, but you are chasing on price movement. You buy low, when your portfolio is in green, that's the time you sell. You wait for the market to rebound, or you go to another stock, buy, and you don't have to do it daily. You can even buy today and forget about it. Then after 3 months, you come back and check your portfolio, or you create alerts. It could be email alerts. If there is a platform, maybe stock analysis and the rest, if they allow you to do that, or even SMS alert. I know for when you go for Pro account, you're able to do a lot. You can do that. You get alerts when price moves to a certain level. That time you log into your account, you can make a decision to sell. So for global markets, purely capital gains. If it is dividend, you have to be ready to cede 30%. You get 70%, and those dividends, they're a bit small. It's not something you'd want to chase after. You find a company pays maybe $2 annual, paid quarterly. So every 4 months you get a quarter of $2, which is around $0.5. I don't think that is worthy chasing. Well, you can invest and buy shares, grow your portfolio through price movement. You sell when prices go high, then you buy back low. So you're taking advantage of currency. You are transferring from your Kenya shillings, unless you have a USD account, which is okay. You can transfer from USD to USD. But remember, for you to do USD, you must also have a Kenya shilling account. Unless maybe you are working outside the country and you don't have a Kenya shillings account. So the way it works, here you are transferring Kenya shillings into USD. Now for scope markets, they allow you to trade in Kenya shilling. So when you're setting up currency, don't use Kenya shilling, use USD. Always use USD so that you take advantage of conversion. No? If now Kenya shilling weakens, remember your investment in dollar increases in value. You can sell that time and transfer. Even if you are in a loss, in terms of transfer back, you find you have recovered the money through conversion from dollar to Kenya shilling. And also maybe a slight profit out of it. So when you're investing in global markets, you are taking advantage of price movement. Yes, some shares will give you a small dividend, but when prices go up, sell. We maybe buy another stock as you wait for Kenya shilling to weaken. Maybe when it goes from 129 to around 150, that time now you sell profit, you convert back, then you wait when Kenya shilling now strengthen, you transfer back. That's a way you can play around with the international markets. At the international markets, then we have different types of stocks you can buy. And remember to put questions on the chat if you have any question. But at the end, as I said, for those who have just joined, I will enable microphone so that now we can have one-on-one. So the types of shares you can buy, there is a full physical shares where you buy a full share from one share up to the number of shares that the amount you have deposited allows you. We also have fractional shares. Fractional shares is where you buy in fractions, 0.1, 0.01 of a share. So that allows you to enter the market even if you have small amounts. It allows you even to start with $10, even below that, because interactive brokers, they don't have a minimum. They don't have minimum. I believe Scope, they may have a minimum of $10. For your interactive broker, they don't have a minimum. So you can use your amount to buy fractional shares. So this allows you to buy expensive shares in small portions. Remember, every portion you are buying is added. So at one point you may find you have been buying fractional shares, which eventually turns into a full share. Then you have exchange traded funds, where it's a basket of mini stocks where you buy as one investment. That is ETF provider packages a group of stocks into one. Like Vanguard, they create their own ETF. They give it a name. Then they come in the market, they list that fund. It trades just like normal shares. When you buy one unit of it, you are buying small units of those shares. Ideally, it's like you are buying fractional shares of each, which make up one unit of the ETF. So when you buy S&P 500, you are buying US stocks, top 500 tech stocks in US, under that ETF. Now small units, like fractional units of each, but buying as one unit as a bulk. So we come to IBKR. I think this is where there is a bit of an issue. So in the previous session, we went through the account opening process. I don't want to go through it. That video is already on YouTube and also TikTok. Today I want to go through funding process. But before we come to that, physical shares, I hope you have understood full shares of a company. Fractional, small units. ETFs is where you're buying now these small units packaged into one, sold into one unit. We'll go through when we come to the next slides. We see the opportunities we have in the market, because already Iran war have created some opportunities, which for those who have already funded and for those who want to get into the market quickly, you can decide to first go with the scope market. You first get some of those shares and take advantage of international markets. Now, in terms of funding your IBKR account, that is interactive broker. There are many processes you can use, but each have a cost and also may delay the process. One of them is Swift transfer through your bank. You just log into your bank app or you go physically to the bank, ask them to initiate a Swift transfer from your account to Interactive Broker's account. I'll show you on the portal where you can get the bank details. So you're sending either from your Kenya shillings or from your USD account to IBKR USD account. Now there is a difference between now those two processes where you're transferring from the Kenya shillings and from your USD account. Why? If you're transferring from Kenya shillings to IBKR USD account, it is at the discretion of the sending bank to convert that money into dollars. And that's where now Swift charges come in, and also additional transfer fees. And I hope banks now can take advantage, because now as Kenyans move to international markets, banks also need to be innovative. They lower some of these costs. If you're transferring from your USD to IBKR account, there is no conversion fee, but then there is a transfer fee. So you only need to check with your bank how much they charge, so that you also don't incur huge expenses. But then the charges, first of all, we vary with the bank, and also conversion costs may also apply depending on the bank you are working with. Equity, I know they charge. I work with it. I know they have a cost. But then Swift transfer would apply for huge amounts. If you're transferring a substantial amount, you can use a Swift because it's the same amount you'd pay if you're using third-party platform. So for Swift transfer, mostly for huge amount, but it doesn't limit you from even transferring small amounts. You only need to check with your bank. Then we have the alternative. This is, first of all, it has some in-between costs where you can transfer from M-Pesa to PayPal, then PayPal to Wise, then from Wise to IBKR. Now the tricky part is M-Pesa to PayPal. There is conversion. No? It is incurred on the side of PayPal. So the amount you set to PayPal may be less. Now from PayPal to Wise, again, you need first of all to activate your Wise account. I will show you when I log into my account. You need to activate by depositing a small amount. Then you use that amount to use. The way it works with PayPal, Wise you get a virtual bank account number when you deposit the amount. That's what you add at a PayPal at a bank account. There is a part in PayPal where you can add the bank details. You add that. So then from there you can be able to transfer from PayPal to Wise. Then Wise is just connecting now from IBKR. You link to your Wise account. Then you should be able to transfer. However, M-Pesa to PayPal, there is a cost. Wise, I believe there is also a cost. It only works, it's a bit slow because then again you're transferring M-Pesa, PayPal, Wise, IBKR. However, there is also still another process where you use now debit card or credit card. If you're using credit card, remember the bank has the charge and also the annual fee. If you're using your debit card, that is your ATM, the bank may also apply a fee. So you also need to check with your bank, how much do they charge for card payment online? Because these you are paying online. So I want to first go through, we go to IBKR. And let me start with Wise. We see the funding process. Then we come to IBKR where you get the bank details. Let me just log into my Wise account. So let me share, then I'll show you how to create a Wise account once we go through the details inside. This is the Wise account. When you log in. So what is not available in Kenya is cards. If you go to cards, they don't give cards to Kenya. But the account is available in Kenya. You can use it. Only cards, they are Wise card, like the ATM you have for your bank. It's not available currently in Kenya. So at home, here you can send. Now sending is where you are sending money from your Wise account to IBKR. Request is where you're requesting now for payment, but now the part where you move money from your bank to to Wise is by adding money. So you click on add money. Here I don't want to use the, when you open you have option of opening two accounts, Euro and also USD, and you can add other currencies. So let me change this to USD, because you're adding money now from whatever source you are moving money from in Kenya shilling to your Wise account. Let's say I want to deposit $10. It gives you options to add from the source you are paying from. So you first change the currency you are paying from with. You want to use dollar to dollar so that you don't incur conversion charges. So I'm moving my money from wherever source. Let me close this. From wherever source I'm moving my money from, it could be my Equity Bank account, it could be another source, into Wise account in dollar and credit my dollar account. As I said, you can open multiple accounts in Wise. Now, where are you paying from? Here, as I said, you can use different ways. One of them is debit card. Hopefully you can see that. That is the fee you pay to use a debit card. That is your ATM card, around 0.13 USD. But then you need to also check, does your bank charge you to do that deposit? Because that amount you need to factor out. If you click on the debit card, I've already configured mine. You can always change. So debit card, your amount arriving in seconds. I'm putting $10. So the amount that I should pay in is 10.13. So from my bank account, I'll be charged that amount. I also need to add what my own bank will charge. That's where you need to check with your bank. When you are doing card payment for international payment, do they charge you? I think the last time I used this option was paying my Google developer account. That is for Android account. There is a small fee from Equity. It's not a lot. But then you need to confirm the current rate, depending also on your card, because your card also needs to be enabled for international payment. After that, you click continue. Now here it will allow you now to put the bank details. That is the card details. So I need to verify my account. I don't want to go through this process. But once I do this, I'll be allowed now to put my bank card details, and it will automatically debit my bank and credit my Wise account. For this, you need to confirm with your bank. Please don't try that process until you confirm with your bank. Then when you're setting now to IBKR, I log into IBKR, you link now IBKR account from their portal. Let me just log in. Hopefully. So in terms of cards, that's what is not available in Kenya. That is ATM cards for Wise. But in terms of receiving money, you can credit through your bank. If I click on payments, again, a simple process. You can always even make a request. Instead of now adding money, you see that one requests I do verification. I can do just a request directly from my card. Currency, again, if you do Kenya shilling, it's not available. So the currency you can only use is USD. You click continue. So you receive from your bank as USD. As you can see, I need to deposit 2,500 just to get the bank account. Because I don't have these routing number and account number and Swift code for Wise account. So I need to first make that deposit. And this amount, I can even transfer it to IBKR. This is not a charge. As you can see, it is, you need only to do this once and you use the same money later once the account is approved and you get your routing number, account number, and Swift, because you need that in IBKR. If I click continue, I'll need to change this to USD, then reduce this amount. Let's say I'm depositing $40. Pay in USD, make sure everything is in USD. Then here we are paying with the card. Again, same amount, arriving in a few minutes. Then you notice the fee there. It changes with the amount that you're paying in. This is the amount that will be debited on my bank account. So I need to also confirm how much does my bank charge me to transfer. Then click continue. At this point, it asks you now to put your card number and expiry date and CVV number. It is there on the back of your ATM card. So in the bank, it will charge me 40.50, but in my account, I will receive $40. So the only thing I may need to confirm is how much does my bank charge me to transfer from my Kenya shillings to Wise account. You can check with your bank. If it is cheaper, then this is the best option, because it is in minutes. It debits from your bank through your ATM. You only need to put the card number. It is there on the front of the ATM. Expiry date is on the back. Then the CV number, the 3-digit number. That's why it's very important to take care of your ATM. Never allow anyone to take a copy of your ATM back and front, because they can easily pay with it. Because the only thing they need is your name. It is there on the card. So I don't want to proceed with the process, because I know my card will be debited immediately. So that is the easiest process. Once you confirm how much the bank charges you to use your ATM for international payment, now you can use IBKR. Let me stop sharing. I go to IBKR. Okay, let me log out. I first show you how to create a Wise account. So to sign up on Wise account, you just click on, you can use Google. I usually prefer using Google. So you click on sign up. You can give your email if you want to give a password. However, I always prefer using Google because it uses the logged in account. And make sure you know the account you are using. Let me see if there is account we can use. Let me use this. Hopefully it doesn't ask me to log in. Continue. Then you select the account type, either personal or business. You always use a personal because you are an individual. Country, Kenya. Then you continue. Two-factor authentication. So first of all, the option is for sending money out. What is not there, you can't hold money and convert. That's why it is your bank that is doing that. Again, you can't receive money from IBKR to Wise. You're only using this for paying to IBKR. In IBKR, you will add your bank details. When you're withdrawing, they send money back directly to your bank. So click continue. Again, it is request for a mobile number. Let me just use 0716446. Is it that number? I don't want to use the other number because it will be blocked. Let me close this. So sign up with Google. Personal Kenya. Let me check my mobile number. So again, continue. I want to pick the mobile number. Let's call 0717 446 573. Send verification. So I may need to download the app. I don't think I want to do that right now because of time. But once you do QR code, it will go to your phone. Make sure you have that sign in that number. It will allow you now to proceed to the next step. Once you complete now, you should be able to log in. Let me stop sharing. I check my password. So you only need to log in, FAD with the 2500, get the account number because in the side of IBKR you won't be able to link up. So let me go to IBKR. For now, I'd request we first use Swift until you confirm that the bank doesn't charge you extra fee on Swift on card payment for international. I'll check with Equity. The last time I used, they charge a small fee, less than 500. I'm not sure the current fee at the moment. I may need to check that. So let me connect. I want to connect IBKR. Now I show you how you can connect Wise. Just connecting VPN. So that we go through the process of adding IBKR. Let me see if it opens. I'm just swapping my internet. Hopefully I'm not dropped. Just a second. I'm just swapping quickly. We go through IBKR because I may need to connect through my mobile. Let me use that option. Sometimes you may find your internet service provider have blocked your access to IBKR. You may need to use a different internet. Let me just change. So when you log in the first time, you may get this message. You just accept and you can complete. It is a 3 process, but mine I will do later because it might require I give my personal details. So you get into account portal. So the first thing, if you're paying in, you go to transfer and pay. Let me zoom out. Transfer and pay, then transfer funds. So this gives you 2 options to deposit or withdraw. Withdraw is when you have sold shares. As I said, here you can put your bank details. You don't need to pay back to Wise. You can use a bank wire, then you give your bank details. You give your full bank details, you save the bank details. When you sell shares now, you'll be paid directly to your bank. Remember, Wise does not allow you to hold cash. It's just a way of transferring money into IBKR. So let's go to transfer. I want to go to the deposits. Discard changes. You go to the deposit because this is where you need to get your bank details. These are the ones I've added. Let me click on add new. For those who are new, you just click on add new deposit method. You're depositing in US dollars. So you have the option of bank where you go to the bank, you click on get instructions. You can give it a name. The setting, let's say I'm transferring from Equity Bank. Make sure you give the correct name of the bank because that's what they match based on the amount they receive. You can give your account number, though it is optional, but I would advise if you can put your bank account so that when they receive, they know it is you. Nickname, you can leave it, then the amount that you are transferring, the exact amount. This is when you're transferring from bank directly using the wire, then you click next. Let me change this so that it allows me to go to the here. This is where you get the bank details. Please don't use these details. You'll be depositing to my account. So the first thing is the company you're sending money to. It is Interactive Brokers. You note the name as it is. Then you note their address. Because your bank will request this when you're doing Swift transfer. It will ask you the beneficiary name, their address. Then it might ask you their bank. It is here Citibank. And the address of that bank together with its postal code. Then very important, there's somewhere it will ask you for bank account. You just click on the question, the exclamation mark here. Hopefully it gives that option we can see. Hopefully you can see that pop up. Let me stop sharing. I share the screen, the full screen. I'll come to Q&A. So let's go to IBKR. When you click on the exclamation mark here, it gives you that pop-up. This is where now you get the bank details. This is the account number for IBKR. Don't use the one that has the large number with you. You just use the account number they have given you there. Then this is the reference number that you give. This is your account in IBKR. Please don't use this. This is mine. So where there is a reference number, make sure you use your account. And where there is account number for IBKR, you are using this account, 486826. Then the bank may request for payment reference. You use the way it is here. Your account number plus your name. Then the amount that you are transferring. You complete that transfer in the bank. Once you complete, you can come and click finish. It should ask you to. It doesn't allow on Fridays. It's supposed to give you a pop-up where you put now the bank reference. When you transfer, there is that reference number you get from your bank. You add it to IBKR and you complete. You just give it a day. It's supposed to be the following day. You get the money credited. That is when you're doing through bank wire. Again, confirm with your bank transfer charges. Let's come to Wise. It is down here. Wise balance. Let me see if I can log into my Wise. We link, but mine doesn't have account number. It won't agree to go through. I need to first make that deposit. I usually don't use Wise because of the bank. the ATM, it's not fully enabled for online payment. If I can log in email, let me stop sharing. I'm just logging into my Wise account so that it can allow me to connect. Password done. We get the code. Wise will always send you a two-factor authentication code via SMS. I'm just getting it from the phone, then I share the screen back. Hopefully it doesn't take time. $33 to $38,700. I'm just waiting for the code. Hopefully it doesn't take time. 877 661. Let me add that, then I share screen. So I'm logged into Wise. I have my IBKR on this side. I want to connect. You just click on log into Wise. It will take you straight to Wise portal where now you connect the account. It have picked my account. Hopefully it doesn't give access. Then there is that disclaimer. The account doesn't have any balance, but it is fully linked. So once I credit my Wise account, I can easily now transfer. Let me see. Because it is asking IFAD, so I need to deposit now from the bank. Once I deposit from the bank, I should be able now to transfer. This is the easiest process because you don't need to send anything to IBKR. So this week I want to first check with my bank, Equity. I actually realized today the card is not enabled. Once I confirm the charges, I should be able now to come and I'll do a short video within the week with the process of adding. But that's how you link your Wise account. You have seen it, just select the Wise, log into your account, it is linked. If you have funds now from IBKR, you should be able now to credit your own account. So the only process where there is a hiccup is here, Wise account. You need to confirm with your bank. Remember, each bank have its own cost. So you check with your bank, one, how much do they charge doing a wire transfer? Wire transfer is where you are transferring from your bank straight to IBKR. You need the details I've shown you on my portal, but you use your account. However, Wise is the easiest because you only need to load. You just click request funds. Now you are crediting from your account in USD. Confirm. And remember, you need to first, once you create the account, you must deposit at least 2,500 Kenya shillings to get now the bank details. That is a bank account with Wise. From here, you just change to USD. Don't try to use a Kenya shillings account. Then paying in, you also make sure it is in the same USD. Don't worry, I will share this video. Then change these because this is what will be debited. So 2,500 is around, you can put around 40. That will give you even the charges. This is the only cost you incur on Wise side, $50.50 to transfer $40. If it is 400, the higher the amount, but again it is a small fee, 0.68. Receiving on Wise. Now what you only need to confirm, if you're getting that money from your bank account, let's see. Let me proceed to the next step. When you're paying now with the card, how much does the bank charge? Because you only need to put your card number, expiry date, and CV. Connect the account. No, don't want to connect the account. I'm not linking with the bank. Let me go back. So basically, credit wise with your debit or credit card, but remember, credit card you usually pay annual fee, so don't use a credit card. It's much easier if you use your ATM. Credit wise, then from wise to IBKR. It's a very simple process. And remember, it is USD to USD. If you notice here, wise may charge for currency conversion. This is one thing you need to avoid. So from wise, make sure you are transferring from USD account, not any other account. I don't want to go into details because we can't proceed until I fund my account. So first of all, confirm with your bank. Wire transfer is very important. How much they charge, because that tells you whether you can do through Swift, which is much easier because then you have control, or you use Wise. Wise, you credit from your debit or credit card. Don't use M-Pesa because M-Pesa to PayPal there is a cost. Unless you're using M-Pesa Global. I've never used that. Maybe it's something I may think of trying. M-Pesa Global, where you transfer to PayPal, then from PayPal to Wise. But then all those steps, when you can use your debit card, it's much easier to use debit card. But then what that means, if you're not able now to use Wise and interactive broker, that's where now Scope Markets comes in. Let me pick a question. For streamlined access to global, would you recommend having just USD account for your experience, or transfer costs will still outweigh the alternative transferring directly from Kenya shillings? It all depends with the bank whether they will charge you to transfer, because even if you have a USD account, you're still doing a Swift transfer from Kenya to international bank. That's where now the cost comes in, that transfer. But then using your credit card or debit card, remember you're doing card payment. I know there is a small fee, it's only that I can't remember for Equity is how much. I would need to check with the bank. That fee is what you need to factor. If making payment with card is much easier, just go the Wise route, where you credit Wise, immediately you credit IBKR. But I'll be doing a short video once I confirm the charges. I may not be able to confirm the other banks because I only have account with Equity, but I can find a way of getting those costs. That is the only downside of IBKR in terms of paying in. Paying out, you're just putting your account number, they will pay directly to your account. Again, confirm with your bank in terms of receiving. Inward Swift, I think I may have seen the cost. It's around 600 receiving in. So you also need to factor in when you sell shares, cost of coming in. And that's where now Scope Market comes in. Remember, for them, they are paying you through M-Pesa. They have the M-Pesa, and you can also deposit through M-Pesa. In terms of timelines, when you are doing Wise, we have seen from your card to Wise is same day. From Wise to IBKR, it's also the same day. So you should be able to credit and trade the same day. If you're using Swift, that is 24 hours. By the following day, you already have that. Try to avoid M-Pesa route because I know PayPal, M-Pesa to PayPal, there is a cost. And from PayPal to Wise, there is also another cost. In case you transfer funds to IBKR and you have any issue, they always have a contact options on their website. You just send them an email. They are very responsive. It's not like, I know most of you have been complaining about AIB. For IBKR, they respond on emails quickly. Only make sure when you are making your payment, you maintain the receipts you paid with, and also any reference number. That's what you said to them. But always make sure you don't make mistakes. We come now to order types. We have two types of orders. Again, as we do NSE, market orders, where you submit your order executes at any price. That's when you want to buy shares immediately. Like now the market is down. Then you have the limit where you set a price. You say my order will execute is at a certain price. Let's go to IBKR. And before you execute any trade, I believe IBKR allows you to play around with the account before you FAD. Try and play around with that account at the start order placement. Sharing the screen for IBKR. So let me move out of that. I've already linked my account. So the next thing I will only come and do is just move my money from Wise to IBKR. Let me refresh. I'm just refreshing. Let me close Wise. Just need to let me stop sharing. I'm just moving back home. You might request me for my password. It is an actual account that I will be using to buy shares. I don't intend to close this one. So let me share screen. So for those who have used Bank Swift, you have seen it's a seamless process as long as you quote the right details. Only that now the banks, they have that charge. Now when you have to buy shares, you just click on trade. It will give you the order entry screen. Here you only need to type the share that you want to buy. Let's say I want to buy NVIDIA. It will be given on the drop down. Once you click, now you get the current price. But remember, now on this platform you can see the performance of the stock itself. That's where stockanalysis.com comes in. You need to see how this share traded before you place the order. We go to stockanalysis.com. We check for NVIDIA so that we know whether this is a good entry price. NVIDIA, it is here. So if you notice NVIDIA price is going down, these are just Friday's prices. It really dropped. If you do 5 days, again, it is on a decline. If you do 1 month, the highest is around 186. If you do year to date, the highest is around 195. So there is a difference of around $20 to $30, which you can make gains with. So when you're buying NVIDIA, then you need to go to 1 day, check the lowest. Again, the same way we have been doing at NSE. The only disadvantage of international market is that you don't have order book. That's why you rely with the graph. So you check the lowest it has ever gone. Our lowest is around 167. So a price of around 167. Yeah, 167. There is a likelihood I can get on Monday. So I would come and place the price here. The price you can see quoted here is a pre-market, so don't use that. So you put the quantity I'm buying. Let's say we said you can buy fractional shares. Fractional shares is where you put a fraction, a 0 point something. Then the price here, I can come and put 167. So I'm buying a fractional share at that price. Limit where I'm quoting a price. However, I can decide to change this to market, where I don't quote a price. And that order, I can give even the same way we have been doing at NSE, validated it. Good still cancel. Your order stays in the market, keeps on being refreshed. But remember, for market, it will go and execute. So always use a limit, because you might buy at a very high price. Ignore the others. We will come to them as we proceed, because these are shares, these are not CFDs. Then here you are buying shares. You're not speculating. Then don't change anything else. We are not a profit taker. Unless you want to take your profit, then you put the price you would want your order to execute. Let's say when the price goes to 180, it automatically executes you without placing the order. Don't ever try to use stop loss. Because stop loss, if the price goes below the price you put here, it will automatically execute and you'll be at a loss. Never use stop loss. Always, if possible, you can use profit taker, where you put a high price. Now, if you notice, my profit will be around 13 bob. It even gives you the profit. It's the price I'm supposed to buy at 167. I subtract from 180. So my gains is around 13. But again, remember, I'm buying fractional share. It's a fraction of a share. And time in force, I can even put this good still cancel, so that my take profit order is in the market until it executes, or I come and cancel. Again, I always prefer to use good still cancel. Then you click buy. It gives you now submission to just confirm. Then you click accept. So that order is already cancelled because I don't have funds. Done. So the orders, you won't find it because I have not funded this account. It's cancelled. But that's the process of placing the order. For those who have already funded, I think there are those whom we have already bought some shares. Again, trade, search the share you are buying, even if it is a ETF. Let's say it is a VOO. You pick the ETF you want to buy. Again, you can buy 1 unit, even a fraction of an ETF, the price. Again, if you are a profit taker, that is, you don't want to come and place an order to sell. You want the system to automatically sell. You can put profit taker. Then you proceed and click buy, submit. Account doesn't have funds. That's why it's being rejected. But once I fund, I should be able now to proceed. And once now you buy shares, you should be able now to see them at the portfolio. This is a new account. It doesn't have shares. The main account, I am not sure whether I can project it here, because it has my personal details. But again, I don't intend to close this account. I'll be using it for training. The same way I use AIB accounts. The one that I use is not my main account. So basically, placing orders on IBKR, that is the process. Let's go to the slides. We go to the next slide, that is scope markets. So let's go to the slides. Now, scope market is for those people who may not be able to go through IBKR. But before we go that, we have seen when placing the order, search for the ticket, select whether you're buying or selling, market or limit, number of shares. If it is limit, put the price. If you want to put profit taker, that is the order to automatically execute, you can configure that. Then you submit. If you have funds, it will automatically execute. Then we have this is a demo we have gone through. The alternative platform was then IBKR. If you're doing Swift, it means you have to be very careful on the bank side. You put the details the way they are, and you are ready to get hit with the cost of Swift. Or you use the ATM. There are most of us who are very hesitant using our cards online. That is ATM. Then that would mean instead of going with a BKR, go with scope market. It's much easier. we did the onboarding process. I want to log in. Let me see if I can get access to the demo account. The same way we have done with IBKR, even in scope market. First, play around with the demo account. You first learn how to place the orders. For IBKR, once your account is approved, like this one for mine, it was approved some time back. I've been having it. It has not gone dormant until I've had. Play around with it. Understand how to place the orders so that you get that confidence. Even scope markets, try and play around with the account. That is the demo account until you are comfortable. I'm just logging into scope until you are comfortable, because for international markets, remember, markets move. So let me share this. Let me share entire screen, because it could have pop-ups which you may not be able to see. Then we go to the IBKR, not by BKR, that is a scope. So again, my account I have not verified, because you need, once you sign up on scope, you need to open account. Let's go to profile. So this is a profile, the process of creating profile. Then you have trading account. Profile is your details, personal details. You confirm they are correct. Then you go to trading account. You have two options. Either open a live account or start with a demo account. Always start with a demo account. Let me create one quickly. So demo account, I'm not using live. Again, for them, you're using MT5. You can always, if you're able to download MT5, you can link your account. But there is nothing that stops you from using it on the online account. Now, these are the accounts which you need to be conversant with. Scope Invest allows you to buy fractional shares. I think this I got clarification from the Scope team. This allows you to buy fractional shares. So if you're intending to buy fractional shares, select Scope Invest. However, you can always reach out. There is a number I shared on the group. You can always reach out to that lady to help you if you have already submitted your application or if you get stuck. Then currency, as I said, always use USD. Then leverage 1-to-1. Never use anything apart from 1-to-1, because that is the loan you're being given. Then you click create account. But for demo account, you can use. I just need to create account. It is created. I only need now to just log in. It has the credit that I've been given. This is a demo credit, $10,000. It's hanging on my head, so click on it, you get the details. Once you set up now the demo account, you can start playing around with it. Let me stop sharing because I need to pick a code that will be sent to my email. I'll send a code to my email, which I will use now to log in. I'm just picking the code on my email. Connect. Let me check the email. So once you create the demo account, they usually send you the code you can use to log in with. Just opening my email, then connect the terminal. Scope markets, demo account. Yes. think I can share. Hopefully, yeah. Right now you won't be able to see my details. So once you create the demo account, immediately you get an email with a code. Let me share entire screen. Then go to the portal. You get an email like this that gives you the account number and the password that you use to log in the demo account. So in the scope side, you got platforms. You don't need to download. You can either, if you want to download Meta 5 on your phone or desktop, you can download, but you have an option of online, which is better. You click on it, it will ask you now to log in. Ignore those two accounts, those are real accounts. Let me just log into this demo account. So copy, log in. I'm connecting on the demo account. Sign in. So let me pick this password. $73, $72, $73, $72. So this is a demo account. That's why I'm projecting as I log in. For this account, I don't think I can share that. Let's see whether it connects. And I'm connected on a scope demo account. This is scope demo account. If you notice, this looks like tradeview.com. So they are borrowing from MT5, the way it looks like. You can always change these graphs to a linear graph. It is you as a user, you need now to decide, do you still want to use candlesticks or you want to change it to a linear graph? Me, I always prefer using a line graph because it is easier to tell the direction the market is taking. Now, if you want to place the order, down here, you have create order. Hopefully you can see. Let me move these. This is on a demo account. Then on this side, you select whether it is a buy limit. That is, you're placing an order with a limit. Then you give the quantity and price. Before you do that, you first need to get the share you are buying. So it's NVIDIA. So I've selected NVIDIA by default. That's why it is bringing in. Otherwise, you can come and search on this side. Let's say I want Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is KOUS. So once you search, you click on it, then you can create an order at the bottom or at the top. So let's wait for it to load the price. You note the price direction. This is on the demo account. This is not on the live. You click on the order. Then the volume is the number of shares. And notice, because I selected scope account, I'm able to buy fractionals. I can even put one share. Don't put take profit or take loss. Then you can click sell. My account is not allowed. Let's see, buy. Market is closed, unfortunately, but I should have been able to submit. The reason is I already have some credits they gave me here on this demo account. If you notice, I have 10,000. It's only that the market is closed, the US market. Let's try a different stock, NVIDIA. Don't think there is any market that is open right now. Maybe Akina Forex, and we are not doing Forex. NVIDIA. The codes are different from what you see on stock analysis. So you need to check the name of the share. Then if I click on a buy, maybe even a 0.1 of quote, let me do a 1 share. I don't want market, let's use a limit. Then the price of around 170. Let me try 174. Yeah. The price is outside the range, 167. Still loading. So this is the downside of using some of the local providers, because it can tell you who they are connecting with. But this is on demo account. Now, to open a live account, let's go back. Let me close this, because you can't place an order when market is closed. Let's go to live. You select live account. That's what you're opening. Again, MT5. Then account type, scope invest. This one allows you to buy fractional shares. But before you open, reach out to that trader so that she can guide you on the cost of the commissions. Then leverage, always use 1-to-1. Leave it as that. Then create account. I need to first verify my account. I think I forgot this verification where you fill in all these details. I don't want to submit those because I already have an account with them. But for you, just first verify the email. That is done. You come and complete background check. Then upload the documents. Your verification document, that is your KYC documents. Then once you submit, an account is verified, that time you can open an account, a live account. For this, I would request you go through that trade. It's much easier if you go through them rather than submit online. So let me stop sharing this. Let me close that. I want to switch back to my normal internet from data. So allow me to first switch so that I'm not dropped in between. Let me connect back to the data. I believe I'm back. You can hear me? Because my Wi-Fi is usually restricted in terms of what I can access. That's why I'm switching back to Wi-Fi. So before we go to the stocks that have dropped, let me first pick a few questions. So for Scope, if you have noticed, their platform looks a bit complicated. That's why I usually don't use Scope a lot. That's why I prefer using IBKR. Their platform is easy to use. Scope markets, unless you know to use MT5 or you use their app, but again, it is MT5. A question was just ordering the same approach. Okay, I've answered. Explain how to open a USD account. Bank account, that you only need to go to your bank, request them you want to open a dollar account. They will allow you to do that. And I believe now NSE they're introducing dollar denominated assets. We also need to start thinking, how you can open account, because you'll be able to take advantage of the assets that will be trading in dollar at NSE, and also be able to trade in international markets. But again, make sure you confirm with your the bank charges, so that you don't know that also attracts monthly fee. This does not support, let me see, deposit money. If you want to wire there's a process where you put the card number, expiry date, and CV number. I will upload this video on YouTube. Once you put that, you only need to initiate. It will automatically debit because you have put that CV number, the 3 CVV number, is the pin for your card payment. Immediately you put it, it will just go and debit your account. First, confirm with your bank how much they charge. Does Scoop operate in US using MT5? If you're outside the country, Scoop, yes, they will allow you to open accounts, but at one point they will reach out to you and see if you're using VPN. Unless you use VPN, because again, they'll be subjected to capital gains tax in US. Remember, they are local. So if you're using Scope, it's advisable you use a VPN. But there is also Scope International. They have their wing outside the country. You can check how you can onboard if you're in US side. So when investing in global markets, there is nothing like CDSC account. It's not like a CDSC account where you open with CDSC. This is a custody account. Most of these brokers are the custodians. Like Scope, you find their custodian is called Deep Prime. For your interactive broker, I believe they are their own custodian. So the broker is the CDSC. So you're opening a broker account, then buying shares from the market. They hold in their books. But there are those now who open their own account with another broker. So instead of you buying in your own account, you're actually buying in their account, then they allocate you. The same way ZD works, Omnibus account. I don't want to go into details because I may expose some of the projects that are being done in the market. But there are brokers who are doing that, where you're not buying in your account. But dividends, they will be allocated. If there is any corporate actions, they will still be allocated. It's more ZD-like thing. It's not wrong for international markets because here you are not holding shares for long term. So the security you buy, they are held by the brokerage firm as the custodian. So for international markets, brokers are also the custodian. If broker is not a custodian, then they work with an approved custodian. Try Bitcoin for demo on Scope because it trades on weekend. I actually didn't notice that. Maybe I can come to that. But again, it tells you how they are connecting if the market is closed. If you notice on IBKR, you can press a trade. It's only that the account doesn't have money. In Scope, I should be able to press a trade, even if it is on test account. Only market opens during weekend is crypto. I've never traded crypto because of the high risk nature of crypto and also Bitcoin. But I can also try, let me see if I can try that. But for global, before you buy shares, first understand the transfer charges from your bank. It's very important. Let me just connect. We see if we can do crypto. Let me zoom out. And total. I just want to confirm the order can go through before I share. Bitcoin. Just confirm the trade can go through. Just logging into Scoop, I confirm the trade, whether the trade can go through, so that I don't share and maybe it doesn't go through. Because that tells you then even Scope they are connecting through a broker. That's what I was avoiding earlier. But even if they are connecting through a broker, remember they are giving you a way of getting into the market. There is no difference between going through Scope and IBKR, because either way, even if you go through IBKR, it's not a real CDSC number. There are no CDSC numbers in international markets. Mostly it is broker accounts. Just connecting. If it doesn't execute, then there is no need of sharing. And this one I don't think I can buy. Bitcoin is a bit expensive. My account only have 10,000. BTC. My test account can't allow. The credit is small. And again, I opened Scope Invest. I don't think that have access to Bitcoin. They may have limited. So in terms of trading in global markets, you have IBKR if you want to trade directly in the market, and you're not subjected to spreads and other high costs. But remember now the cost of transfer. But by tomorrow or Tuesday, I will have confirmed the transfer from banks using a card. If that is possible, then we'll do a live trading. If not that, then you go through Scope Market where you can fund with M-Pesa, but you have seen market when they close, you can't trade, which tells you something. They go through another broker. So when that broker closes their system, Scope Market system may not be able to access the market. I know they go through Scope International. So even if they're going through another broker, it's their own brokerage. Dovu is just a platform, they go through a broker. There is Akina Itoro. I've never tried those. But I would advise if you are going into international markets, try Scope if you are not able to use IBKR. That's the only option. For AIB, when we bring in that product, give it some time. New products, I wouldn't advise you to rush in. Let it stabilize, see how it works, then that time you come in. So now we go to those who are ready to trade and those who have already funded even their Scope Markets account. There are huge opportunities in global markets. Most of the global stocks, the big giants, which you'd have wanted to buy, the prices have declined, which tells you that you have an opportunity. This decline, first of all, it's because of the war in Iran. There are also other stocks which are affected by market correction, and this is what usually affects NVIDIA. You find its prices always fluctuates. At one point it's 200, goes back to 180, 170, again back to 200. It's just mere market correction. As people take profit, price drops, then people want to buy, price goes up. So this creates opportunity for you to buy strong companies at lower prices. You want to get into international markets when opportunity allows you. You buy at low price, you sell at high price. So let's go to stockanalysis.com. I'll just show you how you to identify some of these opportunities. Then when market opens tomorrow, because it opens around 4:30, that time now, I hope I've managed to sort the crediting. Let me share this. So next week, for those who are also in NSC, I want also to do a live training so that at least you also see how I usually select GTD prices. For those who have not been able to select GTD prices. Also for global markets, once I've had, we should be able to do an execution. So let me go to stockanalysis.com. So this week we must do our practical trading. Let's go to stock screener. Then we search for NVIDIA. Let's start with NVIDIA. You see the price drop. This is just one day from morning to when the market closes. It just opens like NSE 930. I'm not sure who have copied from the other 930 to, although this goes to 4 p.m. So basically, if you are day trading with NVIDIA, you can easily make money. Buy low, then selling high. So you start by buying at a low price, then you sell high. In most cases, you find when the prices are going up, but now the prices are going down. Let's do a 5-day view of the graph, and you can see the highest 180 within the 5 days. So it has lost around $13. If you go 1 month, 180 to 167, close to around 20. Year to date, 195 to 167, around 20 something dollars. So this is a share that is giving you a good opportunity. But then notice the trade, it is going down. No? You don't want to buy it even the current price of 167. If you got 1 day, the lowest it has done, the lowest is around 167.29. So there is a possibility even tomorrow to do even below 167. Huh? Ideally, this is how I come up with the GTD prices using the graph. It's only that NSE, they removed this graph from stockanalysis.com. It used to be a very good graph that you'd be able to tell the lowest price you can easily get in. Now for NVIDIA, you can easily do even below 167. Huh? Let's pick another stock. Google, that is Alphabets. Alphabets stock. Again, it is also on decline. 273. In the same day, it has lost around close to $10. 5-day drop from 300 to 273. That's around $30, close to $30. Yeah, this is also another good opportunity. So I believe now you understand how I come up with GTD prices. You press on 1 day, you check the lowest for that day. Then you go 5 days, you check the direction. Market is dropping, the share is dropping. 1 month, share is dropping. 1 year, share is dropping. So there is a possibility even tomorrow when market opens, that share may drop. So you got 1 day, check the lowest, then you give just an allowance. Like this one now I can be able to get into with a price of 272. I wouldn't be in a hurry. Even 272 will be a bit high. But you can see 272 is after market trading. When these are fund managers who are trading, they do trading after markets. So even if you see after market or pre-market trading, it is fund managers, they trade amongst themselves. You can be able to tell the direction the market will take even the following day. So that is Alphabets. Let's go to another, maybe an ETF this time. We check VOO, Vanguard, S&P 500. Again, it is also dropping. Within the same day, it has lost close to $10. If you do 5 days, hey, this is a huge drop. 1 month, again a very huge drop. This gives you an opportunity to buy right now. Now the prices are low. When it goes up, you sell. But again, look at the direction the prices are moving down. So you don't want to buy at a high price. This is a share you can easily buy tomorrow at around 581. If you're patient enough, you can even buy at 580. Which other stock? Maybe on the chat you can give me a share as I take questions. You give me a share you'd want to we check. Let me pick a few questions. If I invest in some stocks using Scope Markets and some using IBKR, is there a portal or application that shows my complete portfolio held by the two? No, because brokers, they are like CDSs. So you have it's like you're buying with different CDSs which you don't talk to each other. Unless you come to stock analysis, thanks for asking that question. You create a watch list here. You must be logged in to create a watch list. Then you come and add the stocks you have bought on each broker. You can get that in their portfolio valuation. Let's say let me remove this. Let me just remove all this. Hopefully, some of the stocks I have added from my portfolio. Let me delete. Let's say you have a share in NVIDIA with IBKR, and the same share of NVIDIA you have with Scope. You just come and write NVIDIA. You add NVIDIA, but now the number of shares you add here is the total you own on both. Let's say you have 10 shares on Scope, 5 shares on IBKR, so you put 15 the total. Then the average price, you have to calculate it. The average price you have in Scope and average price you have in IBKR, then you get now the new average price. Let's say it's around 170. You come and add it. Now, within stock analysis, you are tracking total portfolio for both brokers. But there is no platform where you can easily get those shares from one platform. As I said, each broker is a CDS on its own. Is a CDS on its own. And those CDSs don't talk to each other. Even account numbers, they are not the same. So you can only use stock analysis, and you can also use stock analysis to also manage your NSE shares. It has that functionality. Let's say you also have different brokers at NSE. Again, you come and get the total number of shares from the both brokers. Let's say you have 1,000 and the average price. Let's say maybe it is 40. And you're able to track profit or loss just from stockanalysis.com. I'll revert mine back to what it was because I usually use this for my shares, both global and also NSE. So let me go back to presentation. We go quickly because I do also want to open a board's account. So basically right now, war in Iran have given us opportunity to buy most of the expensive stocks at cheap prices. You can use stockanalysis.com. It is one of the best sites. It is easy to use for a layman. However, you can use TradeView, but remember to change the graph to linear. Finvis, again, remember to put a graph in linear. Also, Yahoo Finance, you may find it gives you the graph, but stock analysis is the best in terms of analysis. Hopefully, NSE can return their data. It is easier to use stock analysis. So then how do you identify opportunities in global markets, even at NSE, when a strong company price drops temporarily? When the price drops temporarily, like now NVIDIA and the rest, the prices have just dropped because of the war in Iran. When that war ends, prices will improve. Then sectors that are also affected by global events, there are sectors which will be affected negatively, meaning prices will go down. But again, you also need to check whether the effect is long term. If it is long term, then you don't want to buy into that sector or stock. Then also ETFs. This is the right time to buy the ETFs that are trading below their recent highs. Most of these ETFs, they are tech stocks, especially in US markets. You would want to buy them right now. When prices go up, you sell. But again, avoid just buying because the price have dropped. Why? Always check fundamentals. What is affecting this price drop? Is it something outside the company operations or it is affecting the company directly? If it is affecting the company directly, then you don't want to be involved in that stock. Huh? So now let's go to board investing. I want us to open an account through CBK, hopefully, but we won't get the approval today because I am very sure there's nobody in the office to approve that, but I'll take you through the process. So we have seen boards. These where you are lending money to government, either short-term T-bills or long-term treasury boards. These you open directly with CBK. There is a CDS account for shares which you open through the broker that handles corporate boards. The account you use with CBK is for boards. CBK boards. Treasury boards. The one you open with a broker is for corporate boards and shares. So that is the difference. CDS account, the normal one, shares and corporate boards. CBK CDSC account is for government boards, treasury boards, and treasury bills. You can use their online app or portal, that is CSD Do platform, or you can just present yourself physically to a broker. A broker will assist you in opening an account, but there is no need of going there because this is something you can do online. Requirements, just your national ID or passport if you have a passport, KRA PIN, and also your bank details. Because these are the bank details they'll be using to credit your interest. So once you open that time, now you can participate in treasury auctions. That is bidding. So before we go to how you open, let's just remind ourselves, treasury bills, short-term investment. This is where you buy a treasury bill at a discount. Then at maturity, you get the full amount. Let's say it is 100 worth T-bill. You pay it, let's say 80,000. When it matures, you get back the full amount, the 100,000. So the amount you paid plus the interest earned for those days. For treasury boards, on the other side, is where you loan your money to the government for a duration of years. Then they pay coupons every 6 months. If they are paying interest semi-annually. So you only need to calculate the interest because interest is per year. You calculate interest, that interest you divide by 2. Then half year you get half of that amount. Then at the end of the year, you get the next amount. That runs until the duration of that board. Unless you decide to come and sell in secondary market. That is, you go to a broker. Now secondary market, you go to a broker. I think we went through this yesterday. You go to a broker, request a board dealer to look for somebody who will buy your board. So you sell to them. And only do that if you are looking maybe to use that money to do another project and maybe you don't have another source of money. If you're starting to make money through a board, unless it is a huge amount, price movement in board is very limited. That's why boards purely interest coupons. So we come to the process. Once you open account, you just log into the portal. I won't go through this because I have to open the account first. You log into the portal, search for the available already listed boards or bills, the ones which have either been listed for the first time or the ones which have been reopened. You submit a bid, that is the amount and the rate, depending on other details that they request. Then you wait for auction results. If you qualify, then because you have given your bank details, CBK will automatically debit your bank account into their bank. And at that point, you are allotted a board. That's the process of applying. Now I want us to go through the account opening process. Let me stop sharing. I open a blank page. Then I want to share the entire screen. Then we come to Q&A. Today I didn't want to take a lot of time. And going forward now, it will be Less theory, more practicals, and Q&A. So more practicals, Q&A, because we have already understood the basics. For more basics, I'm doing live training on TikTok. As you can hear, my voice is a bit shaky because I did a training yesterday around 12 a.m. and another one in the morning. And I have another one in the evening on my TikTok account under the same company account, My Wealth Guide KE. So I hope you can see the screen. Hopefully I've shared the entire screen. Let me check. Let me share the entire screen. So for scope and IBKR, this week I'll try and see if I can get some credit in, then we can trade. So let's go to CBK website. CBK website. So on their website, that is CBK, Central Bank of Kenya website, cbk.go.ke. This is where you can open your trading account. Under invest, then do CSD portal. Do CSD portal. So again, CBK, Central Bank of Kenya .go.ke. Central Bank of Kenya .go.ke. You go to invest, then do CSD portal. So you have the user guide there. I will not go through it. If you already have an account, you can link, but for us, we are opening an account. So you can go through the requirements. Here it is. It's a PDF document. It dictates the requirements of opening that CSD do account and the process. I don't want to go through it. It's a very long document. So what you need, again, is a valid email. So first of all, a valid email. Then your personal details, name and other biodata, a valid mobile number. A valid mobile number that will be able to receive a confirmation PIN, then KRA PIN. Then you may also need a bank account and the details of the bank where they would submit coupons as and when they are due and when they are making those payments. Then you also need now the physical copies. First of all, a passport size photo, ID or passport, depending on what you want to use to open. Then KRA PIN. Please don't edit. This is not like IBKR. This one, don't try to edit. Have the original PIN from KRA web portal. If you are tax exempt, then have that tax exempt certificate. This is mostly for withholding tax. Those people who are they have a exemption certificate. They don't pay withholding tax. Then after that, now is going to the portal. That is the link. It is there on the PDF. Let me just see if I can click directly from here. However, you can go back to the portal. Just go to CSD portal. See, that is a Do CSD portal. This you can also do on the mobile app. So we don't have the account. As you can see, I had already created my account. So you click create account if you don't have a new one. So you click on create account. It will ask you for your email. Not sure whether it will use the, let me use a different email. So let me first explain, then I'll put this off because I will need to put the password. So you need an email address, username you use to log in, and a password. So let me pick one email address. Let me use this. Hopefully I've never used it. Gmail. I'm just putting the email address and the username. Then once I log in, I should be able to share screen back. So it requests for your email, then username. Hopefully that email is not taken. Then password, I can create a new one. Let me just use this. It requires a capital letter. Hopefully I've not shared. Let me put a capital letter. Then a symbol. Let me copy. Let me share because I've already put in the details I needed. Share the entire screen. So email address, username, and a password. Then you accept terms. Then you click start registration. Let me remove this. I can temporarily save that. Here you need to fill in your personal details. This is the lengthy process where you need it to fill in the correct details. Remember, this is government. You are putting money in there. You need to give the correct details. You leave user type as a physical person because you are an individual. Then you give your names as they are in your ID. Otherwise, it will be rejected. So, Peter. I'll just use dummy details because I already have an account. Then where you work in, I can use investment bank, but you can select whichever economic sector you are in. Then gender, if you are male or female. Then date of birth, it is in your ID. Don't make mistake. Let me just use some dummy data here. I already have an account. Then the identifier, passport, national ID, if you're using Huduma card or IDN card. So national ID, then you put your ID number. I'll just use a dummy number. Hopefully it allows me to proceed to the next step. Then residence. Are you a resident of Kenya or non-resident? I assume more of us we are Kenyan. If you're not a Kenyan, then you can select the country you reside in. But remember that also affects your withholding tax. Then nationality. So this is where you are residing. If you are residing outside the country, you can select the country you are residing. If you're in Kenya, you just select just a resident. Then nationality. For me, I'm a Kenyan. So it depends on your nationality when you are opening. Then occupation, what you do, but that is not mandatory. Then you put KRI pin. Again, I will just use dummy data. Hopefully it will allow me to proceed. Then next of kin, that is if you are not there, who can be contacted and the board can be released to them. If you are tax exempt, then you can tick that, put the tax exemption details, that is the date. Then here, very important, when you are selecting a broker, it's not a must be the broker you are trading shares with. If you know a broker who can execute a board trade for you quickly, you can select. So here you can come and select AIB. You have multiple brokers, ABC Capital and another broker, but you are not limited to them. If you want to sell the board, the broker is the one who will request CBK to attach that account to you. You can also log into your profile and change these details. Then you click next. Hopefully it's not using IPRS. Then the number, mobile number here, make sure it is a number that can receive SMS. So again, 717-573-444. Is it? Let me check that number. I usually don't use it a lot. Let me just confirm it. I'm just confirming my mobile number. And again, you can just go through, you allow me to go through the video. Then I will share this video tonight. You can go through it pore as you open account. And I'm always free. If you want to reach out, if you are stuck, just reach out. Then address. This is the physical address. The country you are in, state, those ones are optional. So the optional one, yeah, it's not a must you put. Postal code, you can just put in. Postal address, let me remove, it's optional. Then mobile phone number. Sorry, I've gone back. Hopefully it doesn't clear. But I can quickly load in the data. Clicked in by mistake. Let me reload. So I have the details there. So I can click next. It doesn't clear. Let me pick the mobile number. 717-446-573. Let me just confirm. I usually use this number for training. That's why I don't mind showing it on the screen. So don't worry about it. It's not linked to any of my accounts, even the other one. So my Safaricom 573. So I don't need to add, because I already given the mobile number. I don't need to give phone number. Just click next. So the next step is selecting account type. So it is individual, then the bank account. So here you need to give account number of your bank. Say I have an account with the Equity Bank, that is the account number. Then the title, that is the name of the account, the name in the account. Let's say it is Peter Mogo, then maybe Kemani. That is the name in the bank. Make sure this name aligns with what is in the bank. Then the bank itself, let's say it is Equity, can just select it, then click next. So that is the account that will be used to pay this board and also receive any interest. So hopefully it's not validating. Because the next step now is to upload your documents. Here, make sure you have your passport size photo, ID or passport, depending on what you selected, both back and front, KRA pin, and if you have tax exemption. Let me just upload here. Just upload a dummy. Let me see which one. Yeah, I can use this. And the ID, I can use the same. But you use the correct details. Don't upload, because mine is just a test account. I already have an account with CBK. Then attach KRA pin. You generate that from your iTax account. And it is either PDF, PNG, JPEG, or JPG. Even for the rest, PDF or an image less than 4.8 MB. Then if you have tax exemption, me I don't have, then you click next. Hopefully it doesn't, they have not enabled automated check. So it's hanging. Let me give it some time. I'm just waiting for the page to respond. So click next, and after that now it is email validation. There's something wrong. Let me close this. It's for tax exemption. Then click next. This will allow you now to verify your email. It will send you an email confirmation. Please check your connection and try again. Am I audible? Maybe I'm dropped. Are you able to hear me? Just confirm. So let me quickly run through this process. So I need to verify the email. So here again, there's a token sent. I'm not sure whether I want to, but I don't use this email. Let me just, it's here. There's a confirmation code sent. I just copy this, paste here, and verify. So I may need to reset. Let me see if there is another token. Reset, close. Let's see whether it will reset. We have this new one. Copy that. Paste here, verify. And it is done. I should be able now to log into the account, but it can't allow me to do anything. I can only view demo data because this account has not been approved yet. I will wait for CBK to approve my account, and at that point I'm able now to access all these menus. There is a menu for portfolio where you can see the boards you hold, payment history, that is whatever you have been paid and what you have paid, transactions, the boards you have bought, corporate actions, if there is any interest paid on a board, securities, the boards that are there, they are here, all of them. You can click on a board and check the details. Not sure whether we have one which is this is near maturity, and you can tell the duration it is remaining for maturity. Let me close this. So that is on securities. You see all the boards, but portfolio, that's where you see the boards that you hold. Then instructions, this is after you get the account. Then the bids, this is where you can bid on newly listed boards. You place your bid. If you qualify, then they pay. Auction, once your bid goes to auction, you'll be able to see it here. Right now, let's see if we can see demo data. This demo. So let's start from portfolio it can show. So for these are demo details. Like when you buy a board, you can always see its performance. So this is like portfolio valuation in shares. The board quantity, face value, and its valuation. And if you click on it, I believe it should be able now to give you additional details. The issue dates, corporate actions, and even now the summary. Let's go through payment history. Just gives you the details of our payment, transaction, what you have done, the boards you have bought, and the status. Then you have corporate actions, whether there is a bonus, dividends paid, if that board pays. Then you have the securities, this we went through. Instructions, let's see one of the instructions. It's like when you want to buy a board and you're giving those instructions. Then you have bids. When you're bidding on a new, when a board is listed, you can initiate a bid. All these, I think, I don't know whether we can do one. Let's see. Oh, this is the demo account. I wish I could have be able to log into my account and initiate a bid. But once you create your account, as you wait for approval, you already have a demo account you can play around with. And on the dashboard, you can see all your holdings. That's the boards you hold on CBK. It's not shares. They are supposed to be boards. Treasury boards and treasury bills. Ignore the shares. This one is not connected to NSE and even FADs because it is a demo account. So basically that's how you open account. You wait for confirmation from CBK. After that, now you can do the bidding process. So that is basically the process of opening a CBK account. Very simple, straightforward. I think it is even more easier than opening a shares account. I believe opening a CBK account, it's much easier even more than opening a shares account at CDS, because CDSC, there is that process with the broker. CBK, as long as the details are correct, you are assured you get the account opened. And after that time, you can now follow this process. So this one, I think we can only do when CBK portal is open on weekdays. I don't want to do it over the weekend. And again, I don't think I have that amount. For boards, as I said, if you are looking to make money, through capital gains, that's buy low, sell high. It requires a lot of money. In terms of interest, yes, you can do with small amounts, but then be ready to be locked for quite some time. With that, let's come to Q&A. Let me first pick questions which are here, as I also allow a meeting. Hopefully you can still hear me. Let me microphone. Then I take the questions that are there. Then you can just unmute. You have, even if it is shares. Don't go away with a question. Tomorrow market opens very early morning around 9. Then in that trading starts. So don't go away with a question. Explain more on IBKR having cash only transaction on purchases and credit funding accounts when purchasing. Now there is a difference between funding your account with cash and trading with margin. Margin is where IBKR gives you a credit. They tell you, like what I had in the demo account for Scope. They tell you can trade with this amount. You have not deposited that amount. So they tell you we can give you $10,000, but you only deposit. So you deposit $1,000, but that $1,000 can do a trade of $10,000. Now there is one risk there. If you lose money, remember this is a loan they gave you. You have to pay back that money plus interest. Now cash only is where you're depositing your money. If it is $1,000, that's what I'm depositing and that's what I'm using to buy shares. There is no liability on your side. When you lose, it is you who is losing. There is no money you pay back. So that is the difference between the two. Cash only is where you use the actual cash to buy. Credit funding is where now the broker gives you credit. You use that credit to buy shares, but you pay back plus interest. Then what about in Germany, which is the best? Because I have never invested home a lot to avoid Germany tax. Too complicated. I would advise, if you're in German, try to use VPN, because if you go directly through the internet, they will actually get you through their service provider. If they are so much on tax, then it tells you they can also get you at some point. So use VPN. There are so many VPN softwares you can use. Just download whichever is free. You can also use paid, but make sure the country you are selecting is Kenya. So check for a VPN that can allow you to connect from Kenya. That way you invest if you are in, you are not liable to all these taxes. There is use German number, IPR. They'll still get you. They'll know you're coming from Germany. That you remember. So it's much with scope market. So if you're afraid about taxes, just go with scope market. Use VPN. VPN will resolve all your issues. There was a few recommendations there. Let me first pick questions. How do you know a stock to buy for capital gains and not ETF? Let's use the examples on the charts. Hopefully it doesn't clear. As I come to that, there is a final question. Can you speak about taxation and international investment? Do we have tax obligations locally for capital gains? In Kenya, we don't have a capital gains tax. It is not there. It was repealed. They had tried to introduce some time back through the government, but brokers fought for it. It was suspended. We no longer have capital gains. What we have is withholding tax on interest and dividends. And those ones, it's not you who is supposed to be paying, it is the registrar. So withholding tax for shares, it is the registrar. For boards, it is government itself because it is withholding on its side. So we don't have any other tax. And therefore that means you have no tax liability both for local and international markets. It's only withholding tax. International markets, 30% on dividend. Local market, 5%. No other tax unless they introduce it through backdoor. And believe me, brokers, they will never allow that to happen. Brokers will never allow that to happen because they know the implications. I don't think there is any broker who want to do filing tax on behalf of their client. It's not that easy. Let me pick. There's a question that I've been asked. How do you know a stock for capital gains and not ETF? I will go back to stockanalysis.com. I will pick a few stocks which have been recommended here. I will start with Amazon. So I will search for Amazon and click on it. Just the graph itself, it can tell you whether this share is a capital gains. Just that. This is a day graph. The highest this stock traded that day is 206. You have it even on this side where there is day range, and the lowest is 199. A difference of around let's say $7. $7 if you have 10 units, that's $70. That is day trading alone. So this is a candidate for day trading and also capital gains. Now, if you're looking for long-term capital gains, you first check 5 days. What's the price difference? Notice around close to even $19. That's a huge difference. 1 month. It has ever gone to 220, around 20 something dollars. So this is a share that you can buy and hold for some time because these have just done 1 month. Hopefully the market recovers after the war and you can easily gain those $20. Buy your own $10, 10 units. That's around $2,000 and you make $200 within a month if market recovers back. If this war ends and this share goes back. But then you need to know, is Amazon a good stock? So the next thing, you can even come to forecast and see what the analysts are saying, because they have the analysis here. They are giving it as a strong buy with a target price here. So basically, look at what I was giving. I was giving around 220. The analysts are giving from 260 and others 300. So this is a very good stock for capital gains. But remember, these are individual analysts. That's why you look at the rating to make sure the analyst who is giving you that recommendation is well rated in the market. You can even, if you have a pro account, you can easily filter. So the next thing, then you need to go to Yahoo Finance. Check news. Is this company affected? Amazon, what does it do? It provides online e-commerce where you can buy things online. That tells you this is a strong company, and it is affected mostly because of what is happening in US. Also decline in exports. Because when you buy, they have to, it's like you're importing through them. So once the war ends, this is a stock you can buy for capital gains. We pick the second one, Tesla. Again, then I'll pick a different, from a different person, so that it's also clear we balance. Tesla, look at it, 367, 361 in a day. It has not moved a lot. In 5 days, from 390 to 361, again a drop of $30 within 5 days. This is actually within 3 days. Within 1 month, the highest it has ever gone. You don't even go for a full year. It's just within 1 month. 400. These are very good candidates. Go to forecast. What do they say? Again, there are those who are recommending sell for their own reasons. You may need one to do a deep analysis, but then there are also those who are giving a recommendation to buy. But then if you look at the graph itself, let's go to the graph. You do 1 month. If market recovers, it's able to go back to 400. But then Tesla, who owns it? Already Trump is fighting Iran. I think Tesla is through this guy who owns X. You would expect, you can even interpret why they are saying it is a strong sell. But then, in this state of war, would you want to sell a stock that is even losing with $10 in a day? You would want to get in, but get out immediately after you get your profits. But then, watch the market direction. Let's pick Apple. Again, search for Apple. Where is it? It is here, Apple Inc. Drop from, this is within the day. You start with the day from 254 to 248. That's around, give it around 8-9. 5 days. You notice at some point it was going up, then it went down. 256, around $6. 264, 249. These are stock I wouldn't gabble with a lot. I would wait for it to dip further. These I would wait for a further dip. If you notice, it was a bit low, then it went up, eventually it went down. But Apple, we know what it develops. It's a good company. When it rebounds back, I believe these are within the days we have had war in Iran. So all these big stocks, I have seen SPY. Let's see, SPY is a ETF, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it is an ETF. Again, ETF, notice the price drop is very minimal in a day, 5 days, but again, it is a bit expensive. It requires some substantial amount of money. Difference of around $20 there, around there. Highest it has ever gone, 690, 630, around $60. What that means, in US market now there is an opportunity to make money because most of the stocks they have dropped. Those which have gained, let's see whether we can change this to US. Let me change here to US. We pick. I'm just writing this up. Then I allow Q&A. Then we go to general price change. You can arrange with this. There are those which have gained, but if you look at some of these, most of them could look like they are ETFs. Yeah, most of these they are ETFs. If you look at the, sorry, this is dividend yield. This percentage change I'm looking for. Most of these are in medical. If we go to the negative side, the ones which have lost, change, see it arrange. You can actually get some stocks here by arranging by price change from the ones which have lost in huge percentage. Then you come and check, what do these companies do? Before you buy, what do they do? Because again, you don't want to get into a company and maybe it is winding down. You end up holding a stock that you can't sell. And again, most of these, they look like they are penny stocks. Remember, if they are in US markets, that's why I said you need to check how the broker is charging. If it is number of shares, when you are buying a stock that is costing $1.8, you may be tempted to buy 100,000. But then if you multiply that 100,000 times 0.8 cents per share, it looks like you're paying nearly half the amount into commissions. That's why event price is very important. You check the cost of shares. I'll try tomorrow and check cost from IBKR. I'll share that on the group. For Scope Market, I already have their rate card. I believe that's something I can share across. Then you can compare before you buy shares. Because we will be tempted, we will think these are the uchumis of international market, but the cost, the commission will eat your investment. But again, this is a stock that moves, let's say, with $10 or $100, and you make, I think, 100 times of what you invested. So for penny stocks in global markets, I would highly discourage you. Look for stocks which are trading every. Just check why the price have dropped. If it is a company that still have operations and their product they are still in demand, then you can invest in that company. With that, let me check whether there is any other question. Then I allow you to unmute. Let me close that. Is there any other question? I think taxation, I've already talked about it. So tomorrow, I will get the rate card from Scope, rate card from IBKR, that is an interactive broker. That is the commissions they charge, if there is any. Then I will also check with Equity Bank. If I was to do international back payment through card, this is not a transfer. I'm using my ATM to pay. I will also check because, as I said, I've paid for my mobile app developer account, that is Google account. I also develop apps. So I will also check how much I paid for that account. That way I will be able now to gauge whether it is cheaper using ATM to pay. You don't need to worry. The only thing you don't need to do is share your details online. That is, take a screenshot of your ATM and share with anyone. Never do that. Both front side and back side. Remember, back side, it has that CVV number, the 3-digit number. That is the PIN number for the credit card number in front and the expiry date, such that somebody can be able to pay online without your involvement. Yes, without your involvement. That's why ATM cards, even if we like playing with them, you need to be very, very careful. It's only that most Kenyans don't know that that number is the PIN for the card number in front. And now combined with the date of expiry, there is nothing somebody cannot do with your account. The beauty of them is that the names they give there, they don't give your full names. For payment to go through, you need full names. So with that, let me allow you to unmute. Don't put the question on the chat unless you are not able to unmute, or maybe you don't want to unmute. I've already enabled you to unmute on your side, and the floor is open. Just unmute. You can ask a question or even make a comment. We are here to learn, all of us. Yes, continue. Is somebody were unmuted? So as I wait for questions, for CBK, once you open account, wait for approval. It may take a day or two, but once you get that approval, now the account is ready for bidding. Bidding is where now the menu we saw there, bidding, is where now you apply for a board that is listed the first time. You don't involve any broker. You don't need any broker to do that. You only need a broker when you're selling. And if you're holding your board to maturity, you don't even need a broker. You don't even need to worry about it. And I think CBK, they're also coming with a proposal to also do away with brokers. Hopefully, I'm not sure how that will work, but they are allowing even other parties, other companies which are established to also do board dealing. I think already there are few which have been approved, meaning you don't need a broker. You can go through another party. With time, they might enable you to buy. It's only that now, because it trades at NSE. Once they connect their CSD DO platform to NSE, you should be able to do that on your own. Hopefully, at one point, CBK might innovate and give that functionality on the app where you can buy and sell without requiring anyone. That way, now it makes board investment easier. And remember, for boards, unless you're investing a lot of money, hold it to maturity, you take interest. If you're investing a lot of money from 1 million and above, yes, there you can make money. Because boards, maybe price movement is 0.01 times the board value. I've never seen a board that is doing that significant move. So most boards, purely interest, coupons. Treasury bills, those ones you buy at a cheaper price, then at the end of the maturity when they are returning, you get the face value. If the face value was 100,000, that's what you get. But when you're buying, you may end up buying at 80. So the difference of 20 is the profit. International markets, we have said purely profits. Buying low, sell high. Play around with I wish interactive brokers have a demo account, but I will check how we can get demo accounts, which you can be using now to do this practice before you place the order. I'll try and check. Let me check. MT5, I know you can get a demo account. Maybe that can help. But MT5 is a bit complicated. I would prefer a platform that looks like interactive broker where you are just putting quantity, price, submit, and not worrying about the screen, because the screen can scare you. You even forget and put the wrong price. The floor is open. I'm waiting for questions. Just unmute. Feel free to unmute. Feel free to also put on the chat.
Okay, a question. On the CBK, I think sign up, there was that part of a resident and a non-resident. Supposing you're a Kenyan, but then you don't reside in Kenya, but of course, with all these issues of tax and what have you, so should one indicate non-resident?
Yes, you just indicate non-resident, then you put your country. But remember, the documents that you are using to open the account are Kenyan. So that's what determines the tax that you pay. It's not the country you reside. And the country you live in, the government will never contact that country or that country contacting Kenyan government for any tax liability. Remember, you're investing through the government. So even if by the time they are paying you interest, they have already withheld the interest. There is no other tax liability on your side. So if you are living outside the country, it's advisable you put the country of residence. You put non-residence, then the country you are residing in. It also makes it easier for CBK to know the investors who are investing outside the country. So that is the purpose of that part, to know who is applying when they are in Kenya and who is applying when they are outside the country. That is the purpose of that part.
Okay.
In terms of tax, again, you have given your KRA PIN, so which is a Kenyan. That's what they use.
Okay. I was worried about that. Okay.
And don't be worried. Anything you are dealing with a Kenyan entity, you are not subjected to external tax liabilities. You are just dealing with KRA, and I don't think we have, as I said, we don't have any capital gains tax. It's only withholding tax. We don't have any other tax in capital markets, which I know of.
Okay. And then maybe you will take us through maybe what to look for in a bond.
Okay, that one maybe we do this Saturday or when we have the next class.
Okay.
Yeah. That time, all of you can just open a demo account so that you can use that now to practice. Always start with a demo account. It's only for shares that we don't have a demo account. For the other products, we have seen there is a demo account. International stocks, we have a scope market, but we'll also check with IBKR whether there is a possibility of getting a demo account. Boards, you have seen, you can even see demo data and play around with it so that you get comfortable. But come next training, be sure to go through that, the bidding process.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Also the process of selling in secondary market and also buying from secondary market, and how to identify whether to buy from secondary market or to bid on a newly listed board, so that you're also able to make those decisions on your own.
Okay.
Questions? Don't go with questions. Questions? Let me check on the chat whether we have any. You can also put the question on the chat. Question. Silence means we are okay. You can ask a question even on shares. It's not just boards. Remember, tomorrow the market opens and we don't know how it will open. But there's something I promised you. Let me first see if it's something we can go through. Let me share that screen. As I pick a question here, let me first pick this question. Can you also use stock analysis to analyze ETFs to buy? Yes. Let me actually show you that using stockanalysis.com. I usually prefer stock analysis because of its simplicity. Stockanalysis.com. Maybe I may need to go through stockanalysis.com as its own training because it has a lot. Let it open. So other stocks, if I collapse these, after it collapses, so we have the watch list. These you need to have an account, just a free account you can create using your Google, where you can easily manage your portfolio. Now, other stocks, this is where you have all the shares that are in the market. Stock Screener gives you the stocks in the market that are there. Then stock exchanges, this is where now you can get specific exchanges. Let's say you want to know the shares that trade maybe in Hong Kong. You can just click on that. It will list all the shares without you having to Google them. If I go back to stock exchanges, let's say pick another one. Radan Stock Exchange in UK. Again, you have the stocks that trade there. You just click on overview to get the list. So that's at the stock exchange. So you can get in terms of stocks that trade in specific market. Stock exchange is just the market like NSE. Then we have earnings calendar. When companies in international markets, when they announce their results, you don't even need to go and Google. They are here. And everything is calculated for you. Everything is calculated for you. Even earning calendar. If you want to know the company that will announce maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Monday, 30th. You just click on that. These are the companies that are announcing results tomorrow. You expect these prices either to go up or down, depending on results that they will announce. And it goes all the way, I think, yeah. You can get, as long as the companies have declared when they're announcing results. So if you're targeting to get into a share, you can use that. Now we move from there, then corporate actions, these are dividends, splits, and bonuses. They are here. Even delisting, you can know a company which is being delisted, the ones which are listing, newly listed, if you want the companies which have just come in. Splits, when the companies do splits both forward and backward. There are also other corporate actions. Then we come to IPOs. You can easily know the IPOs that are coming. If you put recent IPOs, you can see the companies which have just done IPOs and their current price, the IPO price. You know whether the price is going down or if it's going up. These are companies which you'd want to buy early. Then when prices go up, you sell off. These are newly listed companies. You can even go through a calendar where you can see the upcoming IPOs. Like next week, there's a HMH holding which is listing. Those are IPOs, companies which are just listing in like Kenya Pipeline. ETFs, now we come to your question. It is here. ETF screener. It gives you the list of all ETFs that are loaded on stockanalysis.com, and you just analyze them like shares, just the same way we have done shares. You can even, there's ETF providers. If you're looking at specific ETF provider, let's say you want all ETFs from Vanguard, you just click on Vanguard, you get the list of all ETFs. You have the names there. VWO, it is there, the performance. If you want to know the stocks that are there, we said ETF is a makeup of stocks. If you click on VWO, it opens now with the same graph, the same way you are doing shares. You check the highest it has traded for the day and the lowest. Then you come for 5 days. You check the highest it has ever traded and the lowest. Check the difference. Then that tells you if that share was to go up in the next few days, it can easily go back to the same price. Has it lost enough for you to make capital gains? Because even ETFs, you should be able to make money through capital gains. Then you do up to 1 month. Notice a difference of $30. So if you are to buy this unit, just even 1 unit, when it goes up, you make your $30. Then you can see the shares that are within that ETF. They are here down, these, but it gives the top 25, and each with a percentage of allocation within that ETF. If you want to see if it gives dividend, it is here, annual dividend, $7. Then paid how? Quarterly. So every, is it 3 months? You get a quarter of that amount. And it is here the dividend amount that is paid in cash deposited in your account. And the history of payment of dividend. So like now, what is the date today? On Friday, there are people who got their $1.8. Not that is the record date. The ones who had shares on that day, on 27th, because for international market it's different from NSE. So on the record day, 27th March, those who had shares on 30th March, which is when, in a few days, that is on Tuesday, they will have credit in their account. That's the beauty of international markets. You close the books, then within 3 days, you have paid your dividend. And it is credited in your account. Now that $1, you can come and buy some fractional shares. So using stockanalysis.com, you can analyze stocks, IPOs, ETFs. I think commodities are the ones which I have not seen, and also I'm not sure whether it can do Forex. I don't think this one can do Forex. It's purely for shares. This is purely for shares. But now tradeview.com, in which I want us to see something interesting, is where now you can do the rest. Let me just open TradeView. .com. So you go to markets, we come to country. This is of the training today. I want us to see something. Maybe I might be overthinking country. Then you come to more countries. Here you select Kenya. You click on Kenya. You have your stocks here. They are all listed and their performance. Then you click on, let's click on that. You get that breakdown. These are the stocks in NSE. As you can see, they even do ratings and everything. Calculations which brokers usually do for you. P ratio, earnings per share. But then something interesting, if I click on all stocks, then I click technicals, just look at these. You tell me whether there is a correlation. These greens and reds look familiar with what is happening in the market. Could it be foreigners are using this site to know when to buy or sell? Because then if it is that, then even as we have a site to come in, if you are not technical, or maybe you don't know which shares to buy, you have a site that can guide you on when to buy and sell. But I don't want you to use this, because then if you go to NSE's Trading Academy, it's called Academy something, let me see. It's only that I don't have an account. You register on this portal for NSE, you'll actually find it mirrors everything you see on TradeView. And I know this is being used by NSE for training, and I believe even most of people within country, they use it to do valuations. But ideally, the data is coming from tradeview.com. This data have come from NSE. So basically, what I'm saying is, we can track this week, we see if these reds mirror what is happening in the market, because then it tells you where the selling pressure is coming from. Why is that important? If they are recommending sell for this week and market keeps on dropping, when they start recommending buy, it means that those shares, the prices are fraud. That is the time even us, we can get in. It's a bit of research I'm doing. I want to see, because there is a correlation. If you look at the Fridays, we had some greens and a bit of red. If you see the sales are red, sell recommendations, they are red, green is buy. They look like they mirror what is happening on the digital platform. So if foreigners use this, then even as we can use this. When they are recommending buy, that is the time even as we buy. But when they recommend sell, we don't sell. Unless prices are way too high, our portfolios have very huge profits and we want to take them. So tradeview.com, you come to markets, countries, then you go to more countries, search Kenya. Once you search Kenya, you make sure you click on any of these, the blue link, click all stocks, then you click technicals. You just scroll through. You check whether if tomorrow market turns green and all of them they are green, then you already know where the buying pressure comes from. If they are all red, then we know where selling pressure is coming from. Ideally, what I'm trying to drive in, foreigners may be using some of these sites. I know pension funds and local funds, they use this site because that's what NSE recommends even on the app. Go to the NSE app, this is what you'll find. So basically, this could be the driver of the market direction. But let's see tomorrow and maybe this week, the 4 days, we see the direction the market takes. If it mirrors what is here, then you have a source of information where you can just be coming and check which are the shares which they are recommending a strong buy. What is the price? If it is the lowest price, you come and buy. So you use stock tradeview.com. TradingView, actually it is TradingView, not TradeView. There is TradeView and there is TradingView. The name is here at the top. So you can try and identify pattern with this. Again, it is also a site that you can use to get recommendations even for international markets, but do your own research. Why? Like CIC insurance, there's somebody is saying sell, another one strong sell, but there's somebody is saying buy. That is valuation formulas that they are used. But in terms of technical analysis, that's what most of fund managers they use. So using these, I believe, even as we are able to make informed decisions. Only that, do they give the names? Moving average, there is also oscillators and also technical rating. You can use them and try to do a bit of research, know what they are, so that when you are coming to these sites, before you make a buy decision, you know whether you're making the right decision. Why am I saying that? If you scroll down, Williamson T, they are recommending a strong sell. Williamson T is on a discount right now. So this is a foreigner who is giving this recommendation. Umeme is a sell, but then you could be selling at a loss. Safaricom, I am even shocked it is a sell. Safaricom is not a sell at the current price, it is a buy. So you at least now you know where the selling pressure is coming from. But let's identify this week whether the same trade mirrors this. If it mirrors this, then you already know now where to come and get information from. Don't try to pay anything. All these are free sites. All these are free sites. Yes, you can ask a question. I can see somebody have raised their hand.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the point where you have just been talking about the stocks or the companies that are about to declare their dividends. Okay. Does it mean that if today I see that on 1st or 2nd in like 3 or 5 days time, a company is going to declare its dividends, then I buy the stock now? Does it mean that that day I am part and parcel of those who will get the dividends?
Okay, thank you for that question. Let me go back to stockanalysis.com. I explained that using, because they have that data for dividend. Let me open stockanalysis.com. Then we pick NSE. Let's change this to Kenya. Then we pick one share. Let me pick one like the one which I've declared. Let me search here. BAT NSE. I think even Kenyari have already announced. Okay, this is for last year. Let me pick another one. ESCOM. Dividend. So there is a date that is very important. Let's say book closure for Safaricom, this ex-dividend date, it was 26th February. So in the calendar, 26th February was on Thursday. So the book closure was on 25th February. So Safaricom book closure was 25th February. So what that means, even if you bought shares a long time ago, or you buy today, or you buy on the date they announce, or you buy even on that day of 25th, you will qualify as long as you don't sell in between. Huh? So what happens? Let me even open NSE price list because that's the one that has details. Let me use NSE price list. Market statistics, then equity statistics, then price list. Then I zoom in. There are details here at the bottom under corporate action. Huh? Let me use this. Let's take Diamond Trust Bank. It's the first one. Huh? It announced a final dividend of 9 shillings on 24th March. Book closure is 22nd May. Payment date is 26th June. So the way dividends work, you need to have Diamond Trust Bank shares on book closure date on 22nd May. The total you have, irrespective of the date you bought. You could have bought a long time ago, or maybe you inherited from parents, or you just bought today, maybe tomorrow, or the same day they announce, or even that day of book closure, 22nd May. The total you have 5 p.m. You just got your portfolio valuation. The total number of shares you have, irrespective of the date you bought, as long as it is book closure date 22nd May 3 p.m. when market closes. Brokers will upload file at around 5 p.m. So when you check your portfolio valuation, the total you have on that day, 22nd May, is what qualifies for dividend. You'll be paid now on 26th June. What happens if you sell on 23rd May? Remember on 22nd May, that's when they close the register. Even if you sell on 23rd May, you still qualify for dividend. So it is the total you have on book closure date. Hope I've answered that question.
Yeah, thank you very much. So it means using this one, like what you are currently projecting, someone can actually make money quickly by looking at some of these. For example, if you look at the ones that have high dividends, and you look at the book closure date, you can do a timing and your calculations, and you just buy, and you are assured that on a certain date you will be earning this dividend.
Yeah. What you only need to do is to know the number of shares you have, and on that day of book closure, you multiply by dividend. That is the amount you receive.
Okay, thank you very much.
Without selling your shares. And yes, again, yes, on the book closure date, you have an option. You can calculate the number of shares you have, see the dividend, and then you calculate the profit. You just check your portfolio valuation before market closes. You decide, do I take profit, which might be higher, or do I take dividend? So on book closure date, you can also make that decision. Sell, get capital gains, or take dividend. If you are in trading, if you're in long-term investment, then you don't even need to worry about the prices. Unless the prices are way too high, that time you'd go for dividend.
And the other thing you have said, you can also wait. You actually get the dividend, and the following day you still sell. That is if the profit makes sense.
Yeah. If the market continues to go up, like now these days we are seeing after book closure, ex-dividend date, instead of prices going down, they are going up. You can also decide to sell, take dividend and capital gains, and maybe use that capital gains to buy now another dividend stock.
Yes.
That's for either if you are in trading or if you're investing small amount and you want to make quick money easily. But remember, there are also costs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other question? For price list, you can get from NSE websites, but they give the current data. Trying to create a repository for price list where you can easily download on my blog for free, and also try and there are many things I'm trying to do for the industry that can make it easier for investors. Hopefully that time when it comes, everything will be ready. Any other question? So for tomorrow, when you see the market turn green, don't try to sell your shares, just hold, wait for market to go up. If it turns red, don't sell. It is time to buy, add more, unless it is stocks that don't have a strong basis, like Akina Uchumi. Those are not stocks to come and buy even if they drop. Why? Uchumi, KQ already have announced loss. Uchumi, they have not released their results, but when they release, I don't expect them to release anything new. That price, we have seen it goes up, people are not able to sell. Instead of playing with those shares, buy good stocks which have dividend, buy stocks which have dropped in price and those companies are strong, then you can sell at a high price. So don't chase with the market. Let it drop, don't panic. Market will always recorrect. If there is an issue with the market itself, even the president himself would have raised that issue. NSE themselves, they'll be on media explaining what is happening. But again, let's see what happens the end of this week. And again, you have the online portal for the brokers. There you can see who is exiting. I'll be doing a video tomorrow just to explain how you can understand who is exiting and what is happening in the market. So that we stop panicking, we stop selling at a loss, while others are taking advantage, because then they'll be buying at a lower price. And when we are coming to buy, prices have gone up, they're the ones who are selling to us. Any other question before we call it a day? And as I hinted, I am also doing live trainings on TikTok. Tonight, I've started with beginner series. Then I'll go on advancing. And you know, for TikTok, because of the target audience, it's not more of what we are running here. It's more of the basics. For teams trainings, those are things that now help you build your portfolio. If there is no other question, I would like to call it a day. Hopefully I have not blocked anyone. And you can always reach out on my WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Let's meet next time. I will let you know now the date that we will do the practical trading. But for all the accounts you open for boards, interactive broker, scope, try to get a demo account. First play with the demo account. See how this market works, including gains. See how they work, how you lose. That time now you come and understand the market. Hopefully the next time we are training on international markets, we will have a demo account to do that and also have information on funding. Thank you so much. Let's meet next time. Bye-bye.